we go. What's going on, guys? So today I want to make another super quick video about why it would be helpful for you to fail faster. I know that sounds crazy, or to fail more, right? Whoa, why would I want to fail more? Because success is on the other side of that. Plain and simple. As a person who grew up overthinking, being like analytical, just staying too much in my head and not taking enough action, I realized this to be true. And I've talked to thousands of guys about this same exact thing, and they wanted help, they wanted some mentoring, and they very classically were like an overthinker of some sort. You know, whether they just, you know, grew up that way, like they create this situation, right, where whether or not they were sort of raised or programmed that way growing up, they still tell themselves that story, right? So it's like, whatever you tell yourself, like that story, that narrative about yourself is going to be true, right? So you seek confirmation bias too, like you seek things to confirm your thought processes or what you think about yourself or a situation. So you're looking for things to validate what you think may be true already, right? So if you keep telling yourself you're an overthinker, that's going to be true. Although you can change that, right? You don't have to be an overthinker. And I upon having all these conversations with guys seeking mentorship, I noticed that it didn't matter why they were an overthinker, why they were overly analytical, why they just stayed in their head and never took action, right? Or took very little action. You know, some of these guys are like computer programmers or engineers, or for whatever other reason they were thinking too much, right? And they weren't really living life. Like you know, I've been there too, right? Like overthinking typically means you don't trust yourself, you procrastinate, and you stay stuck longer, right? It takes you longer to accomplish something than someone else would be, than it would for someone else, right? You might have heard this before, like there's a benefit to, you know, being smart, of course, right? But you want to work smart and hard. And sometimes I think the overthinker, it's kind of funny, they might wish that they didn't do that, or they might wish like that they just went for it, you know, and just like stumbled and figured it out. And that's what a lot of people do, right? So I invite you to start thinking less and start doing more, right? And the reason I say this is because a lot of overthinkers realize, or they're analytical, whatever you want to call it, they get in their own way, and when they finally accomplish or achieve the thing that they've been thinking about, they realize that that thing could have been done much faster, right? Like they put it off for, you know, hours, days, months, weeks. I don't know why I flipped those. Weeks, months, years, decades, right? Like they realized that something that they thought so much, they were in their own head, had some anxiety around, and they weren't doing it. Like, oh, should I? I don't know if it's going to work, blah, blah, blah. They realized that they could have accomplished that thing so much sooner. Like, you know, again, right? Sometimes like, you know, weeks, months, years sooner than they did. And it was all because they were stuck in their own head, right? So the gist of this video is to stop overthinking and start doing more, because even, it's like riding a bike, right? Like even if you fall a few times, like you're going to learn faster if you keep doing it, right? And I just want to add one little side note to this, is overthinking leads to indecisiveness. And the same thing, right? Indecisiveness means that you're staying stuck and not making a move. And so this is destroying you, right? I know that sounds dramatic, and it's not always destroying you, but it's definitely destroying certain areas of your life. And I'll give you examples, right? Like sometimes if you don't make a decision fast enough when you have an opportunity, I'm not saying you always need to make quick decisions, but you need to be able to make a decision, right? Like in certain maybe deals or negotiations with sales, right? Especially like if it's like, a super easy example is like you're looking at this apartment in this apartment. So you have the options, and maybe someone might be willing to offer you a better deal because of that, right? And you're not in a rush there, right? Now that's a little bit different. You still need to be able to be decisive, because if you're not, you're going to lose both opportunities. And that actually translates into other areas, right? Like, with different actions you can take in your life, like a move, someone offers you a cool opportunity, maybe you're dating somebody, and you don't necessarily want to rush things, but you do want to be able to make a decision, right? This is one of the most powerful things you can do as a man. And especially, I'm telling you, like if an interviewer, like a job, or especially a woman, if a woman sees that you're overly indecisive, that's not going to be attractive to her, right? Now, I'm not saying make rash decisions again. I'm saying make strong decisions and be able to not stay stuck, be indecisive, because she sees that you're like that. Well, you can at least tell her, like, hey, like, give me some time. You don't even need to say like a specific deadline. Sometimes it's like just lay the boundary, right? Like I'm gonna need some time to think about this, and I can come back with a decision, right? Just something like that, because the more they can tell that you're unsure, indecisive, it's gonna really, really hold you back in a lot of different areas in your life. Even if it's just a decision that no one else knows about, it's a decision for yourself, right? Like starting to go to the gym or whatever it is, right? Like, just respect yourself more. Make decisions. Stop overthinking. Fail faster so you can start succeeding faster. I hope this helps. Like, comment, subscribe. You got this, bro.